Lawyers. What prenup detail shattered her plan B in court? She thought she'd walk away with millions. One clause changed everything. I've been a divorce attorney for 16 years. I've seen people lie, cheat, hide assets, and fake entire personalities to get what they want. But the case that still makes me smile happened 4 years ago. My client was a man named David. He was a quiet software engineer who built a cybersecurity company from his garage. By the time he was 35, his company was worth $28 million. He wasn't flashy about it. He drove a used truck, lived in a modest house, and wore the same 3 shirts on rotation. He met his wife Andrea at a charity event. She was beautiful, charming, and seemed genuinely interested in him as a person. They dated for a year before he proposed. David's father had gone through a brutal divorce when David was a kid, lost half his business, his house, and his retirement. David watched his dad rebuild from nothing. So when David got engaged, he insisted on a prenup. Andrea resisted at first. She cried, said he didn't trust her, accused him of planning for failure. But David held firm. He told her the prenup protected both of them. She eventually agreed. Here's where it gets interesting. David didn't just hire any lawyer for the prenup. He hired me. And I don't write standard prenups. I write detailed ones. The agreement had several clauses, but one was specifically designed because David's father had warned him about something. His dad said, "Women who want your money will try to have a baby quickly to secure their position. Watch for that." David didn't want to believe it, but he added a clause anyway. The clause stated that if the marriage ended within 5 years, and if it was proven that Andrea had engaged in deliberate deception regarding family planning, she would forfeit all claims to spousal support and marital assets. She'd leave with only what she brought into the marriage. Andrea signed it without reading that section carefully. Her lawyer advised her to negotiate, but she waved it off. She said she trusted David completely. The marriage started well. Andrea quit her job 6 months in because she said she wanted to focus on starting a family. David supported her. They tried for 2 years with no success. Andrea suggested fertility treatments. David agreed. They spent $40,000 on IVF. Nothing worked. Andrea cried constantly about wanting to be a mother. David comforted her and said they could adopt or keep trying. He loved her and wanted to make it work. Then, 3 years into the marriage, Andrea got pregnant naturally. She said it was a miracle. David was overjoyed. They had a daughter named Emma. David adored that little girl. He cut his work hours in half just to be home more. For 2 years, everything seemed perfect. Then Andrea filed for divorce. She cited irreconcilable differences. She wanted the house, $3 million in liquid assets, $15,000 per month in spousal support, full custody of Emma, and $8,000 per month in child support. David was blindsided. He came to my office looking like he hadn't slept in days. He kept asking what he did wrong. I told him we needed to investigate before we responded. Something felt off. I hired a private investigator. What he found changed everything. Andrea had been on birth control the entire first 2 years of the marriage. She'd been filling prescriptions at a pharmacy 30 minutes away under a slightly different name, using her maiden name spelling. She let David spend $40,000 on fertility treatments while she was actively preventing pregnancy. She only stopped the birth control when she decided the timing was right. The investigator also found texts between Andrea and her sister, messages from before the wedding. Andrea wrote, "His company is worth millions. I just need to get through 5 years and I'm set. A baby locks it in. He's so naive, he'll never figure it out." Her sister responded, "Smart. Get pregnant around year 3 so the kid is young when you divorce. Judges love giving moms full custody of toddlers." Andrea replied, "Already planned. I'm taking the pill until then. He thinks we're trying. The fertility doctors are a nice touch. Makes me look desperate for a baby." I presented this evidence to David. He didn't say anything for a long time. Then he asked one question. "Can she still take Emma from me?" I told him we'd fight for joint custody, but first we had to deal with a prenup. When we got to court, Andrea's lawyer came in confident. He presented their demands like it was a formality. He expected David to settle quickly to avoid a public battle. Then I submitted our evidence. The pharmacy records, the text messages, the timeline showing she'd been on birth control during every single fertility treatment. Andrea's face went white. Her lawyer asked for a recess. We gave them 20 minutes. They came back and tried to argue the texts were taken out of context. The judge wasn't buying it. He read the messages out loud in court. "His company is worth millions. I just need to get through 5 years and I'm set." The prenup clause was clear. Deliberate deception regarding family planning. Andrea had deceived David for 3 years. She'd let him believe they were struggling with infertility while she swallowed a pill every morning. The judge enforced the prenup in full. Andrea got nothing. No spousal support, no assets, no house. She left with the $6,000 in her personal savings account, the same amount she had when they got married. After the ruling, Andrea tried to approach David in the hallway. She was crying, saying she made mistakes, asking if they could work something out privately. David looked at her and said, "You planned our entire marriage like a business transaction. I was just the funding source. Now you can fund yourself." He walked away with Emma in his arms.